I'd like to talk about finding the maximum area for a rectangle with a fixed perimeter when I have the table and the equation. So my equation is area equals length times 32 minus L. And I know that with area, in order to find area of a rectangle, I multiply length times width. So that means that the width must be this 32 minus L. And if I add the L to both sides, it's L plus W equals 32, which means my perimeter must be 64 because 2 lengths plus 2 W's would be 64. So I'm looking at a rectangle with the perimeter of 64, and I have a table here of information. When my length is 0, my area would be 0 because I would have no rectangle at all. If my length is 4, then 32 minus 4 is 28, and 4 times 28 is 112. And if my length is 8, then 32 minus 8 is 24, and so 8 times 24 is 192. And you should start to see that there's some pairing going on here. Except for this one doesn't have a pair. And if you look this direction, 0 plus 32 is 32, 28 plus 4 is 32, 24 plus 8 is 32, 12 plus 20 is 32, and then you have this 116 by itself that doesn't seem to fit that pattern. But if you think about it, 16 plus 16 is 32, so that's interesting. And also 16 times 16 is 256. So when you see this, you know that you're going to have an upside down parabola, and the pairing is the corresponding sides of the parabola. Okay, and that single number sitting there by itself is the very top. Okay, and so that means that the highest area must be 256, and that happens when the length equals 16. And in this case, the width would also have to be 16, and the area would be 256, which means that it's a square with length 16 and width 16. Remember that squares are just special rectangles, so it counts, and you'll begin to notice that the largest area always occurs with a square.